background on this page. It is about Louisiana seafood, so specifically written for people in Louisiana. But even if you don't live in Louisiana, you still have cool states, so I'm sure you'll enjoy hearing about seafood. Okay. If you've grown up in Louisiana, you probably love our seafood. If you haven't grown up in Louisiana and moved here, you probably also love our seafood. And even if you've never been to Louisiana, again, you probably also love our seafood. Our seafood is famous around the world. However, not all that many people know about it, which is why I'm standing here today, to give you a little bit of information on something you eat all the time and may not even realize it. So let's dive in. Today, I'd like to talk to you about why you should eat Louisiana seafood, its effect on Louisiana as one of our top commodities, sustainability for the future, and how you can be an educated consumer. Now, 85% of consumers prefer Louisiana oysters to any other oyster in the world. That's a really high statistic, and of course these were blind taste tests, so they had no idea about anything. I guess that would have tasted kind of surprising. Anyway, an oyster can filter between 30 to 50 gallons of water every single day. And that's just one oyster. Now, when they grow up off the shores of Louisiana, they typically have a sweet taste because our waters are slightly sweet. Now, what happens if they grow up somewhere else? What if the oysters grow up somewhere that has a contamination or pollution problem? Well, it may look more like this. You probably don't want to be consuming all of those contaminants, which is why it's so important that you know where your seafood is coming from, especially oysters. Now, Louisiana ships out 80 to 90% of our seafood, so it may seem like there's not all that much left for the people in Louisiana, but that simply isn't true. Our record catch was 1.9 billion pounds, and last year we caught 1.3 billion pounds of seafood. So there's plenty to go around if you just know where to find it, which we're going to go into in just a minute. Now, seafood is our third highest commodity in Louisiana, following crude oil and natural oil. It produces $2.4 billion for our state every single year. Besides that, there's also the tourists. I mean, what do people come to Louisiana for? Let's be honest, it's the food. Louisiana is the top producer of seafood in the continuous United States. We actually produce double that of California and Virginia, which come in second and third places respectively. Now, in Louisiana, 1 in every 70 jobs is related to the seafood industry. So obviously it's important we keep this commodity around. However, we are losing it if we don't make a difference and change the ways we're fishing. Now, I'm sure you've heard about the 2012 prediction. The world was supposed to explode or implode or bad things were going to happen. But they didn't. However, have you heard of the 2048 prediction? Now, 2048 is the year that scientists are projecting we will no longer have seafood in our oceans. People are overfishing. We are contaminating our oceans. We are destroying our food source. We will no longer have wild caught fish unless we change our ways. So let's look a little bit into why this is so important. Now, seafood is central to the livelihood of 200 million people around the world. In fact, 1 in every 5 people depend on it for their primary source of protein. Now, the population in the world is going up. That is a fact. So what if we lose one of our primary sources of protein? Bad things are going to happen, so we have to keep it around. Now, 70% of seafood is already depleted or exploited. For example, there are 8 types of tuna, and of these 8, 5 of them are exploited. They are going to go extinct if we don't change our ways. Now remember, I said this is projected, not predicted. There's actually a major difference in those words. Projected means this is going to happen unless we change. But it's not too late. People are starting to change already, and I'm about to go into how you guys can make a difference. Have you ever heard of bottom trawling? This is when they take a 2 to 3 wide acre net and sweep it across the ocean floor. It seems like an effective way to catch fish, and it is. The problem is you're catching all the fish. This 3 acre wide net doesn't just catch the fish you're looking for. It catches whales, it catches dolphins, sea turtles, sea urchins, and it destroys the ocean floor. It can destroy up to 70% of the ocean floor and produces a cloud of pollutants so big you can see it from outer space. Now, there are options. If you live in Louisiana, you've probably heard of crawfish, or, well, you've heard of them. But we have crawfish traps, which is similar to what we should be using. The fish swim in, and then there's a net that catches them, and they can't swim out. You're only catching the species you want, and it has almost 0% impact on the ocean floor. Now, another important thing is oyster shells. We talked about oysters earlier, but here's a little bit more about why they're important. We're currently experiencing a 60% shell deficit, which means 60% of the shells that leave our Gulf are not going back into our Gulf. Now, why does this matter? It's just an oyster shell. However, it makes a big difference. Whatever oysters cling to when they first hatch, that's what they cling to until they die. That's it. So what if they cling to the muddy ocean floor? They're going to sink in and die early. We won't be able to have this as a food source. Also, Louisiana loses 1 football field of wetlands every single hour. We are losing our wetlands, and oyster shell reefs can help prevent that. Now, the Coalition to Restore Coastal Louisiana's oyster shell recycling program has started to collect oyster shells. They started in 2014 and have already collected 1,600 tons of oyster shells. This is making a big difference, but that's only in the New Orleans area. That's 25 restaurants in New Orleans and Nicholls State University. We need to spread this awareness. We need our oyster shells going back into the Gulf so we won't lose this valuable resource. Now, I talked about you being an educated consumer, and here's where we go into it. If you've ever bought seafood before, you may have seen one of these labels, or you may not have been looking and totally missed it. Let's go more into them in depth so you know what to look for. This first one is the Marine Stewardship Council label. If you see this, it means the fish are typically organic and they were definitely caught sustainably. You're going to be helping the ocean and basically rewarding the companies that are fishing in the right way. Now this one is, of course, my favorite because if you have this label, it's caught sustainably and caught in Louisiana off of our Gulf. So you're going to get the best bang for your buck because these fish really taste good. And finally, the cool label, country of origin. Now this is required to be on all fish, meat, and produce. And it's going to tell you basically where the food came from. Now you can use your basic knowledge of the world to decide if this is something you should eat or not. If you know a country just had a lot of contamination or pollutants spill into the ocean, how about we not eat those oysters? So again, these are the 3 labels to look for. If you look at these labels, you are helping preserve our oceans and protect them for future generations. The 2048 projections will not come true. Now, I hope today you are seeing why you should eat Louisiana seafood. It's a major part of the economy and it tastes great. Again, it has an effect on Louisiana as one of our top commodities. 1 in every 70 jobs is related to it, and it's our 3rd highest commodity in the state. Sustainability for the future. We have to change our ways or we will not have fish and we will lose one of the world's most valuable resources. And finally, how you can be an educated consumer. I hope today you have seen the importance of Louisiana seafood, and next time you go shopping, you know what to buy. Thank you. Sources, and those are some of the works cited. There were about 40 and they wouldn't fit.
Well done, Victoria. I really enjoyed your background and how much this is for you as soon as you put it up. Very soothing, so it's great for drawing people into your speech. I really enjoyed how you presented different aspects, not only what you're saying, promoting Louisiana seafood, how it's great, but how it also affects or how what you're saying affects the rest of the world. That's a very cool point to bring out. Really enjoyed it. You sort of said something at the beginning, Louisiana seafood is famous, but people don't know about it. And you sort of clarified it, but that seemed like an oxymoron to me. Just something to think about, maybe edit.
Can do.
Thank you.
No problem. And there were a couple times when you just mentioned that if something didn't change or if we did this, bad things would happen. Can I ask what your intended audience is?
It's mostly adults and peers as well, but peers typically aren't interested in saving the ocean.
Right. I was just thinking that bad things seemed a little vague and almost childish.
Okay.
You don't have to go into a lot of it, but you could, I don't know, use a few more words that adults could latch onto and say, this is tangible. And I really enjoyed why you said it matters. You brought that out clearly. Why does this matter? So excellently done. You were passionate about it, and we could tell. Had a lot of fun with it. Thank you.
I thought it was very interesting. They probably shouldn't have put Jay and I in the same room because actually we were saying a lot of the same things, but I like the background.
That means they're important.
It is very soothing and comforting. There were things that I didn't know that I learned, which is the point, and I definitely appreciate that. I found it interesting when you were talking about the cloud or the plumes of debris after they drag the ocean floor and that it can be seen. I was wanting to see it. Like if you could drop in a satellite picture that your audience could see, hey, this is legit. I like a lot how you described the difference between projected versus predicted. That was hugely beneficial for your audience and for me. I'd like to see you plant your feet. I was very distracted with your feet moving, very distracted. So move, make your movements purposeful, then keep them planted. Like even lifting the back of your foot up and twisting your feet while you're standing, I was like trying to focus on not your feet. So you talked about the MSC and how important that was. And I know that in Maryland we have seafood and they're very concerned about, over harvesting the seafood. But I'm wondering in Louisiana specifically, because that's what you're promoting, if you could find a way, and maybe I missed it, maybe you have it, I don't know, but how many of your fishermen adhere to that? That's great that they're giving us all of this seafood, but if they're not doing what you're promoting, that would
It's a
be
little
good to
bit
know.
long, and I'm trying to decide what to cut, but I can't decide.
Yeah, I don't know that I cut that, I like that, I just think you should probably, if you have a statistic, like 80% of Louisiana fishermen adhere to the MSC guidelines, all the more reason to buy Louisiana seafood or something like that. I really liked your statistic about 1 in 70, is that what it was? How many were employed?
1 in 70.
Yeah, I like that a lot, and I think that's very helpful. So, and your animations, your transitions with your PowerPoint were excellent. Everything was very well done with that. So nicely done, Victoria.